Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. I hope you're doing well. I've got a great update for you today. First, a new letter to the SBA from a lawmaker on improving the EIDL application process. Second, inflation and rate increases. I'll talk about the latest from the Fed. And finally, rent increases are reaching insane levels across the US with no end in sight. I'll keep today's video short. Thanks for tuning in, and a special note for everyone watching today. If you're new, of course, consider subscribing, joining our community of 100,000 plus. We would love to have you, and consider liking this video. It tells YouTube to show this to more people. Before I dive in, 3 quick housekeeping items. First, on funding help or marketing help for your business. If you need help, book a time to talk with us. Just today, we've seen probably around 50 new approval letters, people getting approved for EIDL funding, other grants, other loans, and we're now helping people market and grow their business. HelloSkip.com/join, or use the link below because you'll still get a discounted rate and satisfaction is guaranteed. The second thing, if you want to earn extra money, in some cases several thousand extra dollars per month, and if you support what we're doing, helping businesses get funding, grow their businesses, you can apply to become an affiliate. We're currently accepting a small number of affiliates. If you're interested or you want to learn more, email us, partners@helloskip.com. The third item is our massive EIDL survey is coming out later this week, and we're going to do a YouTube live to talk about some of those results. I took a look at the results earlier today. It's really incredible to see what people are using those loans for, who's still waiting. It's the most in-depth data I've seen, so we'll do a live for that this Wednesday. I've got a big announcement I'm going to drop in the middle of this video, so stay tuned for that. But let me dive in. So here's what's happening. Since the Fed signaled last month that it was prepared to raise interest rates next month for the first time in 4 years, economic data has pointed to stronger hiring, consumer spending, and inflationary pressures. Consumer prices in January rose 7.5% from a year earlier. That was a 40-year high. So Michelle Bowman, who's the Federal Reserve governor, said she expected, quote, uncomfortably high inflation that will persist through the middle of this year, and she saw substantial risk that high inflation would continue beyond that. And the second point that she made for this article, while the Fed's policy stance can't fix all the supply chain problems that we're seeing, higher interest rates could help the economy by reducing demand in an attempt to alleviate this supply pressure. Now, all this extra capital, this cheap capital, has led to higher demand and higher inflation, particularly on the rents. Point number 2, rents are reaching, quote, insane levels across the US. Of course, buying homes is largely the same as well. Rents have exploded across the country, causing many to dig deep into their savings, downsize to subpar units, or fall behind on payments and risk eviction now that a federal moratorium has ended. Here's the data I wanted to share. In the 50 largest U.S. metro areas, median rent rose by an astounding 19.3% from December 2020 to December 2021, according to Realtor.com analysis of properties with 2 or fewer bedrooms. And nowhere was the jump bigger than in Miami. In Miami, the median rent exploded to $2,850. That's up nearly 50% from the previous year. Other cities across Florida, Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville, and other Sun Belt destinations, San Diego, Vegas, Austin, Memphis, all saw spikes of more than 25%. Rising rents are an increasing driver of high inflation that has become one of the nation's top economic problems. So why are these insane rents happening? Experts say many factors are responsible for this, including a nationwide housing shortage, extremely low rental vacancies, and unrelenting demand as young adults continue to enter the crowded market. Bottom line, it's a supply-demand issue, and there's not a lot of supply. Here's a quote from Danielle Hale at Realtor.com. Quote, without a lot of rental vacancy that landlords are accustomed to having, that gives them some pricing power because they're not sitting on empty units that they need to fill. And one more factor is home purchases. The number of homes for sale have been at a record low, contributing to ballooning home prices that have caused some folks who would otherwise buy to remain renters, further upping the renter demand. And compounding all of this is the increasing presence of investors, the low interest rates, cheap capital, basically a lot of capital that needs to find a home. Literally, people investing in homes across the country. One more incredible stat right here. A record 18.2% of U.S. home purchases in the third quarter of last year were made by businesses or institutions. 1 out of 5 home purchases. Investors targeted Atlanta, Phoenix, Miami, Charlotte, and Jacksonville popular destinations for people relocating from pricier cities. Because we're on the subject, here's the teaser that I promised. I've been renting in the Bay Area for several years. I'm going to talk about this in an upcoming video, but I'm leaving. Not only am I moving out of this rental unit, I'm leaving California, and I haven't settled on a new location yet. Like I said, I'll talk about that in a video soon. If you want to hear my leaving California story, be sure to subscribe. And if you want to put in a vote for your favorite state, you can drop it below in the comments. Okay, EIDL funding news. Okay, Representative Abigail Spainberger from Virginia is calling on the SBA to improve the EIDL application process and customer service resources available to Virginia small businesses. Here's the letter she wrote, which is basically policy advice for the entire SBA. So not only her constituents, but her recommendations would help people around the country. Here's the letter she wrote last week on February 18th. Dear Administrator Guzman, thank you for your previous letter. And she goes into what we've said many times. Unfortunately, my office continues to receive complaints from small business owners experiencing frustrations with the SBA. Constituents who applied for EIDL increases have either not received an update regarding their application or have not received funds in their bank account. For example, my office was recently contacted by a small business owner who was approved for an EIDL increase in October and still has not received the funds. She goes on, while we appreciate the improvements the SBA has done, especially with regards to customer service, more can be done. So she gives a few recommendations here. And by the way, on Wednesday, we are releasing our major EIDL survey, which will grapple with some of these issues. Who's been helped by EIDL loans, what people are spending their EIDL loans on, etc. But I wanted to pull out one thing she said here, point number 3, because it's something I've said many times. As you design a streamlined online disaster assistance application experience, which is what she's calling for, are you soliciting feedback from small business owners across the country who previously went through the SBA disaster loan process? Question mark. As far as I know, the SBA has not solicited feedback. Now, many of you have supported our surveys, our efforts. We've shared those reports with the SBA, with lawmakers. Have you taken a survey from the SBA where they've explicitly asked for your feedback with the process? Yes or no? Drop it in the comments. I think the answer is no, but I'd love to hear if any of you have gotten something. All right, we've got more funding news coming this week, a survey announcement, a why I'm leaving California video, and so much more. Thanks for watching till the end. That's the quick update today. And thanks for not only subscribing, turning on the alerts so you get our YouTube live notifications as well, but for also liking this video. Most importantly, stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you tomorrow.